I didn't put my readers on. Dang nabbit. All right, I gotta go get my glasses. There ain't nobody here right now, no way. Go get my readers. Kitty, don't knock my camera over. Please do not knock my camera over. No, Mr. Grayson, I don't want you on my lap. You're wet. And my glasses are dirty. Good morning. Good morning, whoever is there. I'm wearing my Sunday finest. My glasses are dirty. My readers. Plop. Who's in here? Who has snuck in here while I had my back turned? Top of the morning, Melissa McCoy. Hi, Nada Drama Nana. Pirate Blaze. That's for Nada Drama Nana. Hi to the CDJ. Good morning, darling. And a happy Mother's Day to any and all in the chat who are moms. Hi, Susan. Hi, 57 and Fat. Hi, Truth Hurts Sometimes. How you kids doing this morning? It's raining here. Hi, Carrie Bishop. And I've probably missed somebody that said hello earlier while I was cleaning my glasses. And hopefully I'll see you on the next round as the chat passes by. Now, in regards to the Mother's Day thing. Hi, Lady K Talks. Carrie, honey, please drop a link for Lady K Talks. Good morning, love. Carrie, when you have a moment, baby, if you would. If you drop a link for Lady K Talks. Pardon me. Hi, Grammy B. How are things over your way? Out west of me. It's raining, as I pointed out already. I didn't really plan on going live today. Isn't it funny how we creators will say, oh, I wasn't really planning on going live, but here I am, I'm live. I wasn't. I was going to mow. I was going to finish mowing. And at 7 a.m. it started raining. Again. Just trying to catch up with chat here just a little bit for a minute. If it will come back. Now, what I was going to say about the Mother's Day thing. Hi, Sandy Gant. That happy Mother's Day not only goes out to bio moms. Oh, 50 cents. Oh, thank you, love. Let me see if I can like that without messing up here. I think I was able to. Thank you, 57 and Fat, for your $20 super chat for cats and coffee. Okay, love, thank you. My mom passed away at the age of 93 in 2012. I thought about her quite often yesterday. I didn't get to see any of my kids. None of them live here, but I did hear from them. And as you guys know, my youngest son is not my bio boy. Technically, He's my stepson. He's 35 years old. I've been his mama since he was 10. His real mother passed away when he was 8. So, without getting too sentimental here, because I got nothing up my sleeve, taking into account that Mother's Day is a holiday that was created by Hallmark greeting cards. What are you doing? Hang on. You better stop that right now, young man. Mommy's on a live stream, and I need it to be quiet on the set. No, I don't want you on my lap. You're wet. I wasn't really planning on going live today. Mr. Grayson, go over there. Lordy mercy. Taking into account that Mother's Day is a holiday that was created by Hallmark greeting cards. Kansas City, Missouri, my hometown. And it was created for what? To sell greeting cards. Okay, now let's take that commercialism and set it aside and get to the heart of Mother's Day. You don't have to have issued a child from your body to be a mama. Sometimes you become a mom like I did, a stepmom. But you're loved as much as a biomom. And you love the child as much as if you had given birth to the child yourself. Maybe you're a foster mom. Maybe you're one of those people with a heart so big and patience and tenacity that you're able to open your home and be a mom to children who really need one. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the foster moms, all the stepmoms. Maybe you're in a double mom home. Happens. Maybe you're an adoptive parent. Maybe you're a grandma or an aunt or a sister or a cousin who is making sure that the children of your relative are being well taken care of. Happy Mother's Day to every single mom out there, including the single dads who are moms too. Children are our future. It's a big responsibility, one at which I have not been the best. But somehow or another, all three of the boys managed to grow up, managed to find their way in life, managed to find someone that they love and that loves them, to give me grandchildren. So, no credit to me as a mom, I'm proud of all three of my boys. I hope you're proud of your children as well. So, starting to get a little too sentimental here, so let me cut that out. And read my cigarette. And no, Mr. Grayson. Hi, Jim. Mr. Grayson. I don't want you near the cigarette smoke. You're wet. And I'm trying to do an unplanned live stream on YouTube. For crying out loud. Shit, fire and save the matches. Now, with nothing up my sleeve, hi, Cherish Your Sparkle. I love your name. When I finish the cigarette, we'll go inside. By the way, are we pixeling? Hi, Cupcake. Your boys are taking care of you now, Grammy B. Now, babies, you know how it is. When I get to jacking my jaws, I'm not looking at your chat. I'm really bad about it. I know most of you kids know that. Plus, if I ain't doing this looking through the readers, I can't really make it out anyway. But so here's another thing that I do not have up my sleeve. I've been throwing out actions. Little, just, throw out a line, let the hook hit the top of the water, and then tease the line back in. Well, actually, that's called putting stuff on the community tab. One of them things that I have mentioned, and yes, I'm letting my Arcanese come out, is the sunk cost fallacy. Now then, I ain't going to go through all the rigmarole of carrying y'all in there to the computer and pulling up on the computer what Google has to say about the sunk cost fallacy, because I reckon if y'all are smart enough to get on your Google and be watching me on YouTube, then you're smart enough to go Google sunk cost fallacy. If you want the professional real deal on what the fuck that is. And I could go off into a very boring diatribe about what the fuck the sunk cost fallacy is. I ain't going to do that. I'm going to throw it out to you in layman's terms or laywoman's terms, or just, just plain fucking American. Sunk cost fallacy is to where you get yourself wrapped up in something like, a relationship or a job, a career path, a religious cult. What else can you get yourself wrapped up in? To where, I love my Arcanese, to where you are dealing with what they call the sunk cost fallacy. Well, it's kind of like, I'm in too far now to back out. Hi, Melissa McCoy. Oh, Melissa, thank you, darling. Thank you for your 1999. So, and I wanted to like it, honey, but it's already passed. Jam, you're wrapped up in Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Honey, I don't know enough about that case to even discuss it. But now look here. Don't you get wrapped up in the sunk cost fallacy. I need a sip of coffee. It's kind of like, y'all ever heard that saying, don't change horses in the middle of the stream? Fuck that shit. If that horse is going down, get the fuck off of it and swim to shore. I can give you a personal example of sunk cost fallacy. When I was in that Jehovah's Witness religious cult for 8 years. And after a little while, you kindly start figuring out, I'm going to digress here for a moment. If you ain't ever been a Jehovah's Witness, you don't know shit about Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, you need to believe that, because you don't really know. And as a female, you never actually know unless you have the bird's eye lowdown on the caper, which I happen to get lucky enough to get the bird's eye lowdown on the caper. But you get yourself into something and you think it's true. What you're learning is true. What you're told is true. What you hear is true. And you buy into it. And it's easiest for me to talk about this because it's the only, I'm pretty sure in my 74 years of living, I'm pretty sure it's the only time I have ever literally dealt with the sunk cost fallacy in my life. And after a little while, things start dawning on you that something ain't right. Something don't feel right. And then maybe you get to wondering, and here again, this applies to a job, a career path, a relationship, okay? You get down the road a little bit, and you kind of go, I don't know, it just, And then you learn the truth that what you thought was the truth is not the truth. But you feel like you're so far in. How can I get out and save face? Now, a little thing called cognitive dissonance will kick in then. Cognitive dissonance is an ass kicker. Hang on to your barf bags. We're going to go in, and I hope we don't start pixeling. Maybe I ought to shed a little light on the subject. Well, now, when it comes to the Jehovah's Witness religious cult, after a few months of squirming around like a wiggle worm in hot ashes, trying to get you to where you're not having such a glare. Let's try this. Let's try this for a minute. Once I realized that I was indeed in a cult, then the next step was to take the steps to get the fuck out of it, which is exactly what I did. Because once I got through the cognitive dissonance, and like I said, it lasted a couple of months, I did what they call writing a letter of disassociation, which was basically me telling them to go fuck themselves. Okay. Now, why am I talking about sunk cost fallacy on YouTube? Okay, maybe y'all ain't got that in your face so bad. And am I live? And now are we pixelating? Sunk cost fallacy on YouTube. I see it every single day, often 24/7. Okay, all right, I lied, not 24/7. If you're new, when I cross my fingers, that means I lied, but it doesn't count. So you still have to trust me. It's not 24/7 because I don't fucking watch YouTube 24/7. One thing, a woman's got to sleep once in a while. Shit fire. Anyway, but you'll see it on here to where a person, many people actually, get so far into a mindset on a particular subject that they can't fight their way out of a paper bag when they are faced with the truth or when they are faced with the facts. And a lot of times, in my opinion, here on this platform, even when someone like myself realizes that they've been going down the wrong path, and maybe they're not even wrong about their ideas or I started to say their opinions. Opinions aren't wrong or right. They're just what you think about something. But to where you've expressed your opinion on something so strongly for so long that if you see a different light at the end of that tunnel, you're either afraid to change your mind and let the public know it because you're afraid to lose viewers, subscribers, members, money. Or maybe you're the type that you're embarrassed. Maybe you're ashamed of yourself. And you don't know how to tell the public, look here, I've said all this, I've done all this, I've acted this way about this thing. I was wrong. I've done it right here. Anyone who has been viewing this channel, and I've been on, it'll be 4 years come late summer or early fall of this year. I'll be on this platform for 4 years. Carrie Bishop especially, because she's my managing moderator and she's been with me just pretty near since day one. Carrie has witnessed it. A number of you have. To where there was a day that I came on a live stream, or it may have been a pre-recorded upload. And I said, y'all, this channel's going to take a different direction. I don't like how I'm feeling about what I'm doing. And I said, and this is about, and Carrie, please feel free to, anybody feel free to correct me because I might get timelines wrong because I hadn't thought about it much. But I'm pretty sure that I said to people, this channel is going to take a kinder, gentler direction. I'm ashamed of what I've been doing. I'm embarrassed by some of the things I have said. I'm kindly starting to not like myself very much on here. And I had to tell y'all that. I lost some subscribers. Indeed, I did, because I shifted gears and refused to any longer attack the parents of missing children, regardless of the situation, regardless of what I think may have happened, regardless of any speculation that I may have in my mind, any theories I may have developed, or hypotheses that I have worked. That's all fine. That's all well and good. Okay. But all of that was merely my opinion, merely my speculation, with no basis in fact, really. So I just wanted to, in a sort of a light way, address sunk cost fallacy directed at other YouTube channel holders, as well as members, subscribers, viewers, and listeners. There is no shame in changing horses in the middle of the street. There's honor, bravery, and courage in looking in the mirror, self-assessing, and then telling your viewers, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Your viewers, your friends, in air quotes, in your chat box, who are there because they like you, they're going to stay. The ones that are there for the drama, the ones that are there to see you lose your shit, the ones that are there to hear you cuss like a motherfucking sailor, to see you blow your top. Maybe that's the kind of channel you want. Okay, fine. All right. But if you're a person with a conscience, and do y'all know what the word conscience, if you break it down, what it really means? Con is a prefix that means to know. Science is a word that means to know. Your conscience, your conscience is that you know that you know. Your conscience is telling you you know better, but your sunk cost fallacy won't let you get your ass out of it. This channel is living proof, so to speak, that you can realize you were going down the wrong path, you weren't comfortable where you were going, and you want to change direction. Because I'm still here. And that path altered 2 years ago. I'm telling you, you can do it if you want to. Now, if it's the drama and the crap and the bullshit that you thrive off of, if you're that type of a alpha female, or if you are that type of a narcissistic type personality, then whatever. Do you, as they say. but don't be afraid to have courage. Don't be afraid to swim against the current. Sandy, I think I said hi to you, baby, already. Jam 420, what do you mean? So, hi, Flies on the Coleslaw, you're in here. Yes, Sandy, it's a soul journey, our soul, and we are responsible for us. I agree. Grammy B, you can't handle the vitriol. Honey, Grammy B, you know I can spew. Hi, tears ran dry. You know that I can spew vitriol with the best of them. Actually, I can spew vitriol better than a lot. I used to be really proud of that. I'm not so much anymore. But tears ran. Hi, Mountain Wanderer, 1964. Doves of Peace. Well, not a drama, not it. Now listen, baby. I've told you kids before. I like me some good Jerry Springer type drama just as much as anybody else. However, I am unwilling to accept that when it comes to missing children. Their parents, their families, their loved ones, their friends, their neighbors. Now, if we want a good drama thing like me ripping Bullhorn Betty a new asshole because she's a fucking idiot, if we want me telling Jody Sue Brown well, I no longer tell her to go fuck herself, because as I told you guys a number of months ago, it finally dawned on me, why would I tell somebody to go pleasure themselves? If you tell me to go, Susan, lip lock no more, go fuck yourself. Okay, is there a time limit on that? Can I do it right now? Or would you rather wait till I end the live stream? So I have pretty much removed go fuck yourself from my vocabulary, because I'm not going to tell somebody to go pleasure themselves, have a good time, climax, and oh, now I think I'll have a nice shower. No. However, me telling Jody Sue Brown, fuck you, bitch. I love that kind, but what's the difference here? I'm telling another creator on YouTube, fuck you. Fuck you for what you said. Fuck you for where you went. Fuck you for what you did. Fuck you for who you did it to. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, other YouTube creator. That's what YouTube was built on. Okay, so I like that kind of drama. And I enjoy watching, like when my queen bee rips another creator to fucking shreds verbally. I'm like, yeah, tell her. Tell that bitch. Tell that motherfucker. Speaking to other creators on the platform, about other creators on the platform, not the missing child, not their parents, their grandparents, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins, their brothers, their sisters, their home life. What the fuck do you know about anybody's home life if you don't fucking live there? You don't fucking know shit. How can you assess the character and the personality of a human being you have never met and have formed no baseline in order to assess someone that is a complete motherfucking stranger to you? Well, aren't you fucking brilliant? You should have a number of degrees hanging on your wall because you know so fucking much. Cha-ching! All right, I think I'm done with the sunk cost fallacy. Now, hi, Tammy. Hi, little horses. Now, what was the other thing I was thinking about? I was thinking about tipping this down a little bit. What was the other thing I was thinking about? Oh, Civics 101. Not even 101. 7th grade level. Now, you guys know that I have had chips secretly planted behind the right ear of every single one of you. Yeah. And when I do this with my left ear, your chips have just now been activated. Why would I activate your remote control chips where I go into the mind control business right now? Because I'm going to ask you a question and I know what you sneaky little shits will do. You'll go Google it and then come back into chat and act like you were all smart and you already knew the answer. No. So if you go Google, I'll know. And guess what? I will not be able to do a fucking thing about it. Oh, I could come off with empty threats. I could threaten you with, oh, what if the chip were to explode mysteriously? Or I could give an empty threat such as, if you Google the answer, I will come through the screen and poke your eyes out. All right. How many, there's a point to this. It may be a pointless point, but damn it, I've got a point. First question, civics. How many branches of government are there in the United States federal government? Not your state, not your city, not your county, not your parish. 57 in fact. Yes. Okay. KB. Okay. 3. All right. Okay. Hi, Cat's Hodgepodgery. Lean on me. Not. What? Are you Kiki Ice? What? So, are you? One now, Sandy says. Well, now, Cotton Candy 65, I am feeling a little like I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, yeah, because my audience knows their civics. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da. Yeah, there are 3. Name them. What are the 3 branches of the federal government in the United States of America? She said dramatically. Tammy, no baby, Tammy. What are the three branches of federal government? Grammy B's got one of them. Congress, which is, okay. Hi, Pam. You guys, you little smart asses. I figured you guys would not. How can I chide you? Hi, Cherokee girl. How can I chide you when you're so smart? You guys were supposed to be dumbasses and not know any of this. But what was I thinking? I have an intelligent audience that has common sense and a little life experience, not a bunch of fucking dumbasses floating around on cloud number 9 over the YouTube field. They are. Without further ado, administrative, legislative, and judicial. Who comprises the administrative branch of the United States government? Oh, wait. 7th grade civics. Lean on me when you're not strong. The president and the vice president and the cabinet is the administrative branch of the government. Okay, who is the legislative branch of the government for the United States? And I'll be your friend. And I'll help you. Yep, the president is executive, which is administrative. Congress. Congress. And what comprises the Congress? The Senate is part of the Congress, Tammy. This is kind of fun. And guys, don't be shy or embarrassed. We're just having fun. I'm not going to drag anybody. The lawmakers in Congress. KB, Senate and the House of Representatives comprises the Congress, which comprises the legislative branch of the United States government. What do? They pass the laws. If you remember Schoolhouse Rock, then you know what a bill is. And you know that a bill is not a law. It's on its way to becoming one. Okay. Now, that third branch. And I'm so glad you guys are smart. I've been telling people you're smart. You just proved to me that you actually are. That judicial branch. The Supreme Court of the United States of America, who deals mostly with, not always, but mostly with constitutional issues. Okay, let's move out of federal civics. Let's come down to our local area. It is the judicial branch and all that that encompasses. All that that encompasses. That decides guilt, not guilt. True bill, not true bill. Judges, juries, not us. And some of you may be going, oh, I expected more out of that. Well, number one, I just wanted to test you and see how many of you actually understand a little bit about how your government functions if you live in the United States of America, and I know not all of you do. I wanted to bring it down to the judicial. We're not judges. We are judgmental. I am just as judgmental as anybody else and not particularly proud of it. So all I'm asking in a serious moment, and then we're going to transition how long we've been on here, because we've been on here for 46 minutes and 6 seconds, and I like to keep it to about an hour. We're human beings, obviously, or at least I think we all are. Sometimes I question that. It's only natural that we would be judgmental towards others as well as ourselves. It's part of our nature, right? But what comes to mind right now is something my mama used to say to me. Just because you think it doesn't mean you need to say it. Just because you think it does not mean you need to say it. Please remember that when you are in chat rooms on YouTube, or when you are commenting under a post on Facebook, or when you are interacting in any way in your day-to-day real life, flesh and blood, brick and mortar. We may not be able to keep ourselves in here from thinking this or that, not only negatively, but in a positive way towards others. But do we need to put it out into the universe? Because once we put it out there, we've given it energy. And sometimes it's kinetic energy, like a dynamo. Once it gets going, you can't stop it. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to feed it. And I'm not always successful. So, cupcakes. Some say love, it is a river, that drowns, hi Lucky, the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leads your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower and you. It's only sea. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. And it's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. And the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. This is hard to do without the orchestra. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, that you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong. Just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the sea that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose. Cupcakes, that wasn't the best rendition ever done, but there you go, baby. Now, let's see, before we say goodbye, what we can find as a cold reading from Getting the Most Out of Life, an anthology published by the Reader's Digest in 1946. Oh, lucky. Hi, Poppy Red Mustang. Hi, Seeker. Hi, Angie's Life. If I've missed anybody in chat, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's see if I can find, well, we know we'll find something. But let's see what I can find that is kind of short. I'm actually going to do a regular, I seen you guys out. And I've been trying to remember all the words to something that another creator who was in our live chat last time. Hi, Karen. How good to see you. Yeah, Sandy, started the baby boomers. It's written 4 years before I was born. Anyway. In the words of Mark Twain, from any experience, take only the wisdom from it and stop there. So let's see if I can find a few words of wisdom from Getting the Most Out of Life, published by the Reader's Digest in 1946, to which I own no rights whatsoever. Now, when I read from this book to the audience, my audience, y'all, what I'm doing in my mind, and I ask y'all to play along, transpose it to your YouTube experience. Sometimes it works out great. Once in a while, we fall flat on our faces because it is a cold reading after all. I haven't chosen something ahead of time. So we may go, oh, well, thank you for wasting my time with that. Okay, let's see. What makes a husband easy to live with? Oh, I need this. Oh, I know I said we were getting ready to say goodbye, but check this out. You guys notice Bob is not around. And you guys remember how I was going on and on about how am I going to adjust to this? How will I live with a retired husband? At 3:00 Saturday, not day before yesterday, but the Saturday before, he officially retired. 7:30 Monday morning, he got up and went to work. I said, what? He's gone to work with our friend Steve across the way that owns a lawn care company. I'm like, you retired. So I did all that stressing and worrying about having my old man up under my feet, up in my house, in my kitchen. How was I going to be telling him to wait his damn turn? And the little shit, he said, I didn't say I was. He said I was retiring. I didn't say I wasn't going to go to work. Well, what the hell is the difference? So he's out gallivanting around with Steve and the rest of the crew doing professional landscaping. What the hell? And I'm here mowing my own yard with a push mower. Yeah. So there's that. So anyway, I ain't lost all my marbles yet trying to figure out how to fend in my own house with a husband in it. So it is somewhat befitting, I would say, what makes a husband easy to live with? Hi, sis, you should have been a detective. All right, this is a little piece called Something to Say. I just want to make sure there wasn't no big words in it that I didn't know how to pronounce. Something to say, condensed from Woman's Home Companion, the testimony of 9 wives. Now, don't go twisting that. This isn't a guy that has 9 wives. I know how you kids are up on this platform. You'll be like, next thing I know, within 24 hours, there'll be scuttlebutt from one end of YouTube, all 51 million motherfucking channels on this platform, be talking about how Lip Lock No More was talking about some guy that had 9 wives. No. 9 wives of 9 different men have written in the Women's Home Companion their testimony about being a wife. Don't get it twisted. Something to say. A gift of gab helps a lot. What a difference it makes to a wife who has been in the house all day, occupied with seemingly petty and certainly irritating duties, to have her husband come home with something to say. Interesting news or trifling gossip, thoughts, impressions, anything at all. But that stony silence that makes one want to scream, talk, for heaven's sake, talk to me. We often hear of the wife who talks too much, but don't forget to be sorry for the wife of the husband who talks too little. Which puts me in mind of that thing that I've shared with y'all before. Y'all remember, most of you was around the day that I told you I was saying something to Bob and he wasn't looking at me. And after a little bit, I said, "Are you ignoring me?" And he said, "No, I'm just otherwise occupied." All right, fine. So that reading didn't really translate to anything on YouTube, but maybe you can apply it. But here's what it does put me in mind of, and I haven't seen Sage in here. The serendipitous moment therein would be that the last time we were live, Super Sensible with Sage asked me for a particular song. I couldn't even get the melody line in my head of the chorus, much less the whole song itself. And I'm pretty sure I don't remember all the words correctly. But the song actually kind of has, in the last verse, it has something that kind of ties in with that. So I don't know if I want to do Angel from Montgomery as a send-off, because I don't see Sage here. I want to save it for her. But I don't have another song in my head. So I feel, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. So now, I'm sure there are some of you are saying, well, are you gonna get off of here or not? I am. But every time I start to say goodbye, something else enters my mind. I want to thank the new subs that have come over. I realized that a number of the new subs came over because of the statement that I made. I believe I titled it "A Personal Message from Me to Nick the Hat, Hong, Dog the Bounty Hunter." Or maybe I think I titled it "A Personal Message to Not So Bright Unintelligent Media." Some of you may have no idea what I'm referring to. It has to do with the Sebastian Rogers case, not Sebastian himself. We had a great, by our standards here, being a tiny channel, we had quite an increase in subscribers in 24, 48, 72 hours that I believe were directly tied to that because people talked about it. So I want the new subs to know that I am a person who, for the most part, I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I try not to get real heavy. I try not to get real controversial. I try not to headbutt over here too much. And I'm pretty sure I said it before, but just to reiterate for anybody new. I hope you didn't come over expecting that kind of thing all the time. On the live streams, you're mostly going to get no content like you got today. Just me, stream of consciousness, talking about something that has popped into my head, or that somebody said something or did something, made me think about something. Because my live streams, I like for them to be to where people have a place to go, that they're not dealing with all that shit. They're not dealing with all that rigmarole. They can have an hour on YouTube of just some silly old woman in the hills and hollers of Arkansas, jacking her jaws, rattling her brain over a bunch of hullabaloo that don't make a hill of beans to anybody. So that you've got a chat box to where you don't have to worry about the creator coming at you sideways. You don't have to worry about the moderators telling you to straighten up, or all of this business, to where you can just chill out a little bit. But I'm really glad that you're here. And if you are new, I hope you'll stay. As a matter of fact, I hope you'll consider subbing. And even further, I hope you'll consider becoming a member. Now, if you do become a member, you ain't going to get anything special over here. I do not do members only lives. I do not do members only anything. I do not have a Discord. And the kids that are members over here already, they knew that coming in. I told them right up front when I first got memberships. I appreciate your financial support of the channel for me to come on here and talk about whatever I want to talk about, and you kids gather up and listen a little bit. But you're not going to get anything extra, because I don't like to leave people out. And there's a shitload of people in this world that can't afford to be a member. And I ain't going to cut them out because they can't afford it. And them of you that can't afford it and you want to be a member, all you're doing is putting a little pocket money in my pocket that helps me pay my phone bill and my internet so that I can be on here. Okay? So know that up front. Cupcake, thank you, baby, for your $4.99 super sticker. Okay? Yeah, Sandy, it's like having friends in a box. So, you know, and if you're one that watches from the bushes, don't be shy. Come on into chat. Maybe meet some new folks that you hadn't been around. I get it right at first. You're like, well, I don't know. Or what if they've seen my name in another chat? And what if I go in there and they attack me? Let me tell you something. They won't in this chat box. Carrie Bishop and the other moderators will make motherfucking sure you don't get attacked as a viewer, a sub, or a member in this chat box. It ain't fucking allowed. You won't get attacked by the creator unless you're a fucking asshole. And if you're a fucking asshole, you deserve me dragging you across the coals, and I will do it with supreme prejudice. But I will be the one telling you where you can get off after Carrie Bishop has blocked your nasty ass. Now, a good troll, a fun troll, I love to banter and go back and forth with a good troll. There are some damn fine trolls out there, and I don't like them blocked because they give you a little, a little something. But don't ever think you're going to come in this chat and be a motherfucking asshole, because I will bitch slap and cooter punch your fucking ass all the way around the earth, verbally. Don't ever, ever think you're going to come in my chat and be mean to somebody else in the chat for any reason. Even if you've seen them attack me in another chat, you leave them the fuck alone. That's up to me and the mods. not you. All right. Carrie, honey, if you can think of any other rules that I hate, that I have forgotten, baby, send me an instant message and say, you forgot to tell the new subs, yada, yada, yada. But I think that covers it. So, I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were thunder, I knew I'd mess it up. Sage, if you hear this, baby, I'm doing my best. And lightning was desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing, Lord, I can hold on to believe in this living is such a hard way to go. I'm not going to finish it because Sage isn't here and she's the one that requested it. But Sage, if you see this, you can tell I've been reteaching myself. So send me the, baby, I don't know any Bessie Smith, but I can learn some. Okay. So, yeah, I guess it's time to say goodbye. Send me to the electric chair? I'm not familiar. So, bye, Lucky. And kiddos, don't forget to use your superpower. You have several of them. But the one we talk about mostly over here is your superpower called kindness. The one that you need to use discretion with. There are going to be some people in your real life, as well as here on the streets of YouTube, that if you're a kind person, they might take it for weakness. A lot of people will learn quickly that your kindness is not weakness. It's your strength. It is your ability to make somebody else's day better. And if you have that superpower, why the fuck wouldn't you use it? Now, you don't have to go home. But as you go out onto the main streets of YouTube, be decent, be kind. Please. Now, you don't have to go home, but get the fuck out of my kitchen. I got shit to do. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery.